Welcome to the Curly Hair Q&A show. I am your host, Ken Nickels, and tonight I'm here with Melanie Nickels. She is the founder of the Raw Hair Organic Salon in beautiful Naples, Florida. It's one of the top curly hair salons in the country, and Melanie is one of the top curl experts anywhere in the world. She is also the founder of the Raw Curls brand of natural and organic curly hair products, and our sponsor tonight, big surprise, is Raw Curls, the cleanest, greenest, most natural, most curly girl friendly curly hair product brand on the planet. And if you'd like to check it out, you can check it out on the website, rawhairorganics.com. So if it wasn't for Raw Curls, there wouldn't be this show. And this show, for those of you who didn't hear this week, and we talked about it in some of the Curly Girl Facebook groups, like the Curly Girl Support Group. If you are listening on podcast, which you can on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, and others, this show will actually be we'll go live tomorrow morning about 5 a.m. But if you listen on podcast and you didn't see it in any of the curly hair groups, there was a poll that came out by a hair industry blogger this week. It was actually pretty cool, and I ran across it on complete accident. And it was a list of the top 10 hair-related podcasts, best top 10 hair-related podcasts on the planet for 2019 that you must subscribe to. And guess which one was number 2? We're number 2, right? Kind of doesn't sound great. But anyway, if you think about it, we
need to be number 1. How far off were we?
I don't know. He just ranked them.
But we just started our podcast how long
right.
ago?
It's not even a year old. However,
so maybe we can.
Yeah. However, you know what showed up in my Facebook memories this morning? This morning I went and checked my phone right away when I got up, because I had been on the road today. Had a long day today. 6-hour drive last night up to Jacksonville, and then a doctor's appointment, and then a 6-hour drive back. But I checked, I had checked the, never mind. I was going to say, not that I was going to talk about something else, but anyway, never mind.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So let's start. What do you want to start with first? Do you want to start with a, with a review?
Well, how about thanking all of our listeners?
Yeah, so I should do that. So yeah, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on that, but anyway, but I saw that, and yeah, we were ranked number 2.
Thank you to all of our listeners.
Yeah, in my I should just finish that thought, just so I don't leave you hanging. So in my Facebook memories, Curly Hair Q&A show number 5 showed up from 2 years ago in my Facebook. So I got up this morning. I was at the hotel this morning. I got up this morning and went to the gym, and it popped up, and I thought, I'm gonna suffer myself, and I'm gonna watch it and listen to it. Right? Yeah, it's much more polished up now, but it was pretty good. It was a good episode. It was the episode where I came to the defense of Jessica McGinty from Jessie Curl, and that was from about 2 years ago, and came to her defense and told everybody to quit nagging on her about some stuff. And it wasn't too terrible, but I had to laugh the whole time, because that's what this has evolved to. And this show, the way you guys see it now, is it's not even a full year old. We're coming up on it, hey? We got to be.
For the podcast?
Yeah, for the podcast? No.
Not even close.
Not even. So to rank that high, I thought was really, really pretty impressive. And we have you guys to thank.
Yes.
I can't believe you guys suffer through me anyway. Okay, so that's that. All right, what else you want to talk about? Do you want to get into, what do you want to get into first?
How about some questions?
Questions. Do you want to do product review first? Do you want to hold off on that?
We'll hold off on that.
We'll hold off on that. All right. Okay. Let's get into some Q&A, and there's quite a bit of it, and we got a number of things to go we had a number of things to go over. So for those of you who are interested in asking us a question or having us read it, where we typically get it from is in the Curly Girl support group on Facebook, usually on Saturday morning, Friday night. We'll make a post in there for you to put your questions in, and then we draw the questions from there Monday night, right before we go live. And this week we did another little giveaway where if you posted a question, everybody who posted a question that we read during the show, we pick one winner of a look at this.
Wow.
Of a Raw Curls starter pack that is basically all travel size Raw Curls natural and organic curly hair products of a 3.4 ounce bottle of cleanser, the original conditioner with the anti-frizz molecule, a bottle of the medium hold gel, a bottle of the firm hold gel, and a bottle of the coveted Raw Curls anti-frizz spray.
What's the value of that?
That is a $35 value before shipping, and I will pick a winner. And that winner better not be somewhere other than the United States or you.
Yeah.
Or you, or and speaking of which, and she knows this, Lily Novi, she knows this, that you can't win this if I pick your question tonight, but
why?
she's actually she lives in another country, and she won a prize, I forget, I want to say maybe New Year's Eve or something, whatever show we did, maybe Christmas, and I still haven't figured out an affordable way to get it to her, but she knows, and she said she'd pay for it, but anyway, you got to be in the United States, let's just leave it at that. All right, let's go into some questions. Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, Melanie and Ken, my question would be, how do you cut people's hair with multiple curl patterns? I have tight at the nape of my neck, loose in the middle, curly on top. Sometimes my cuts look weird because of this. Do you have any tips on what to ask for, wet cut versus dry cut for my hair type? Thank you.
Yes, and actually, you also did not announce. I don't know if everybody saw, because last week you talked about the interview with Cristo not coming up, and after we got done, Rhett, our producer, found it, so that was amazing, and hopefully all of you got a chance to watch that because it was really good, and he is awesome.
Yeah, if you didn't, that was a rare interview. He rarely, if ever, he told me, rarely, if ever, does those kinds of interviews. Go to the Curly Hair Q&A YouTube channel, and you'll see that it pops right up on the homepage. And that was a really good interview. You can also see it. Rhett, you said tomorrow morning, you think, 5 a.m.? Either tonight or tomorrow, Rhett says the podcast version of the interview with Cristo from Curlisto Fifth Avenue, New York City Salon. For those of you who heard us talk about him. Yeah. Dude's got skills. Mad skills.
Technician.
Yeah, he's a technician.
Expert.
Yeah, he's done some of the most famous curly-haired people in the world. And I mean, seriously, like queens and princesses and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
And he's super, super down to earth and just very nice and genuine. So it's a pleasure.
Yeah, and he's got a unique cutting system for curls.
So that brings me to my answer.
So
that's what the curly cut is all about. And it's addressing the curls according to, the different, it's very common that people have different curl patterns on one head. That's not unusual at all. And that's where I find the dry cutting comes in best for that scenario, because you're addressing the curls right where they live. So whether they're longer or shorter, like I had just posted a picture of, a couple different things, but there was a younger girl, like a 12-year-old, and she has those tight curls underneath and then the curls that hang over. Of course, she wants to keep length in her hair, but, those curls underneath on the bottom tend to really shrink up. So it's something that, you definitely need to look at dry and cut those areas. So, that's what the curly cut is all about. And that's why we do a lot, go through the haircut dry and cut, what is considered or termed curl by curl. So you can see, because if there's straight pieces, if there's, wavy pieces or tight, of a kinkier curl, you can cut all those according to exactly how they are. So
Okay.
that's what the curly cut is all about.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, hopefully that helps. All right. This next question. Here's an interesting one too. So I've been thinking I have low porosity hair for the past year and a half, and my weed ad stylist told me yesterday that my hair is actually high porosity. I think I must be doing all the wrong things then. I've been concentrating on deep conditioning. My question is, what types of products do you need to use on high porosity hair? Can you give her a list of what she should be using on her high porosity curls?
Well, high porosity is going to need more of like heavier creams and heavier conditioners and oils. So there's such a long list. And, there's a really good breakdown of that in Michelle Breyer's book, The Curl Revolution.
Yeah.
So she has a whole chapter on that, and it breaks it down for you really nicely.
I'll do that tonight. I'll post a link in the comment sections for those of you watching on video of that book where you can get it. You can get it really cheap on our website on rawhairorganics.com, the Curl Revolution.
But yeah, that's the gist of it, that you're going to be, if you truly have more of a high porosity hair, it's needing more moisture and more, so heavier conditioners and oils and creams.
Okay. I found it interesting, as I read the question, I'm thinking, okay, she thought she had low porosity hair, but had been concentrating on deep conditioning. I wonder if she means she now is, or she had been concentrating on deep conditioning, because I'm thinking if she's got low porosity.
Yeah,
why?
it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
No. Hang out with us. Hang out with us. We'll tell you what to do. And hopefully that helps.
And sometimes, that high porosity hair needs some protein as well. So it needs some, protein if the hair is really damaged in high porosity. So then you need to put some of that back in to strengthen the hair, and then the heavy moisturizers over it.
Okay. Let's see. Next question. I have watched an old Q&A show with Andy Davis, and Melanie mentioned during the interview that she can manipulate curl pattern to some extent. How? I prefer more elongated curls. I'm a 3A, 3B. So any tips would be greatly appreciated. Do you remember that?
I don't. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about, but I guess probably like more when you have straighter pieces, or I'm trying to remember that conversation. But anyway, yeah, there's ways
It's
to
been a
set.
few months,
Yeah, there's ways to set the curl to have it be more of what you want. So whether that means, like on me, some of these pieces in the front sometimes aren't as curly, so I a lot of times have to take it and twirl it around my finger. Make sure I get the gel on there, make sure I get the product in, and then actually manually twist it. Same thing like with my straighter pieces underneath. For elongating, you can, you're going to want to use something that maybe more of a Denman brush when you're going through your hair before you're putting in your styling products, because that's got, tighter teeth. So it's going to elongate the curl more. There's ways to put clips in it to elongate it. Use more of a cream, that's going to kind of weigh it down rather than, a gel or something lighter that's going to spring it up. So that's what she's talking about there, is elongating. Usually, a lot of times, we're talking about just like manually setting a curl, or, some people have one that curls in a direction they don't want. You can, curl it how you want and clip it and let it dry that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you guys have any interesting curly clients in the salon this week?
Well, I had my 85-year-old that I posted pictures of that got a purple streak. That was fun. Like, everyone's gone wild. Everybody coming in lately has been like, I want to do something fun. I want to do something wild. I want to do something, edgy. It's funny. That was like the theme lately. So I don't know what's going on with people, but they've all gone wild. So that was fun. I don't know.
Out?
Maybe I shouldn't say her age, but she looks so great. I mean, and her name, I don't think she minds because she looks amazing and she knows it. I mean, and how funny her name is, Be Young. That's really her name. And she is so young. She lives up to it totally, and she owns it. And she's still teaching yoga. I mean, it's
Still teaching yoga.
I can't even keep up with her.
I can't even hardly do yoga.
So that was fun.
Cool. All right. Okay. Melanie, I've heard pH mentioned, especially in relation to clarifying. Why does product pH matter in curly hair products?
It matters in everything because pH means basically, oh boy, how do you explain the technical side of that? It's gonna, okay.
Potential of hydrogen.
Yes, but so if the pH is high, let's just say, so then you're getting into an alkaline state, which is more drying. And if the pH is low, then you're in an acidic state, which can also, either extreme can be drying. So hair sits at 4.5 to 5.5, and so it's a little bit acidic because a neutral level of pH is 7.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it matters because it's going to depend on how harsh it is on the hair. So like the higher the pH means that it's going to be stronger, more stripping. We talk about that in hair color as well. So we use a higher something to raise the pH in the hair so that it opens the cuticle. So that's what it's doing when you have a higher pH. It opens the cuticle, and then it allows us to put the color in there and then close it back down.
Okay.
But that's why, because it's going to be more harsh the higher the pH. So you want something more around the natural 4.5 to 5.5, the same level as skin and hair.
Okay. Okie doke. Melanie, I keep on getting frizz when applying gel on wet hair. Any ideas why this could be?
The only thing that I can think of is maybe there's something on the hair that is not agreeing with the gel that they're using, so it's causing that, negative reaction.
Or maybe she needs to clarify because she's got a buildup of some sort.
Right.
Possible.
Right. So, yeah, because normally, did she say she's applying it to wet hair?
Yes, she's applying it to wet hair. She keeps getting frizz. Clarify, start over.
Yeah, clarify, try to use something like a light leave-in conditioner, use a little of your conditioner, left in the hair. We have in the Raw Curls line the anti-frizz products. So other lines have a light spray like that as well, which helps to control frizz. And then you're going to put the gel right over that. And so usually, doing that on really wet hair helps to seal the hair down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But maybe it's just too dry, or maybe she's got some buildup or products that are working against each other.
That's
we've talked about
very
that.
First thing that crossed my mind.
Yeah, we've talked about that. If you're crossing lines, you can end up having problems because, sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's not because of the positive and negative charges in the products.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Melanie, is it possible to maintain a decent natural curl if I get my hair bleached occasionally, provided I do it safely and take great care of them if so? What can I do to mitigate further damage / loss of curl and keep it as healthy as possible? She wants to bleach her curls and doesn't want to damage them or doesn't want to damage them.
I love when clients come in and say that. I can think of a client right off the top of my head that, I want, super bleached hair. I don't want any warmth. I don't want any damage. It's like,
I'm ready for a change, but I don't want more than half an inch cut off.
Yeah. And so, and I want to be Jennifer Aniston. So, there you have it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Stop. If you knew what goes on in our headphones. Anyway, go on.
What goes on in my head is bad enough, let alone my head. Now there's a voice in my ear. So anyway, sometimes it's not possible. So you just have to deal with the consequences. If you're going to bleach your hair, you're going to break it down, there's going to be damage. We can try to minimize that by using things like the Olaplex. There are products out there now to strengthen the hair, try to minimize the damage, but the bottom line is, if you want blonde, you want to bleach it, you're going to have some, breaking down of your hair. It's not going to be perfect. So then you need to recondition. And, just because you will have, that's another way for that girl. If she wants to elongate her curls, she can bleach them. That's why Julie likes to bleach her hair, so it elongates her curls because it actually damages it so they're not as curly.
Really?
Yeah, she likes that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, but that leads me into the whole, I just wanted to give this feedback because one of my longtime curly clients, who actually was a model at one of the classes I taught, she had been going through lots of changes, and we were dealing with, dryness and frizziness. And, so we kept changing things and, figuring out, was it her water? Was it this? Was it that? And then we added a keratin treatment. She never had one. And I just saw her this week, and she said she had noticeable difference in her hair from getting the keratin treatment in a positive way. It really helped her a lot.
Really?
Yeah. So that was exciting because she, I think, was skeptical.
Well, why don't we elaborate a little bit more on this? Why don't you tell everybody, describe what Olaplex is and what an Olaplex treatment is? And a lot of people I know don't know the difference between what the take-home version is and what the salon version is and what does what. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah,
because you were one of the first ones. You were one of the first stylists when that was being created by the lab. You were one of the first stylists to actually get your hands on it before it even really went to market, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell us about that. What they were trying to do and.
Well, it is a reconstructor. It is a strengthener. It is a protector. So it's a bonding agent, and it really has limited ingredients. It's amazing. So they have a patented bonding agent that protects the hair from damage. So from breaking down, it tries to, help, like we're talking about, to repair damage that you're doing, minimize it. So it's something that's used there. And actually we need to have someone look and do some research, because I had a client this week come in telling me that they came out with a shampoo now.
I heard that as well, but I have not seen it.
So I wasn't aware of that. But
all right, put Allison to work. She knows how to research.
Yeah. So we'll get on that tomorrow. But basically it was a 3-step system, and the first, number 1 and number 2 steps are for the stylist in the salon. So it's something that you can add as a stylist to your service. So whether your chemical service, if you're adding it to your color or your bleach for highlights or perms, you're adding it to whatever service and whatever chemical product you're using to help to try to protect the hair from breaking down. And then the step 2, you put on top of that at the shampoo bowl when you're rinsing the hair. And then, so that's the second part to it, to help, recondition and re-strengthen. And then part 3 is a take home for the client to continue the process at home. So that's like a conditioning treatment. Okay. And I mean, there's so many uses for the Olaplex. You can actually use it as just a conditioning treatment. So there's things, ways that you can do that as well.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I'd swear I remember that when they were still doing, we call it field R&D. It's research and development out in the field. And that's how Melanie got a hold of it. If I remember right, the way they created it was they used some chemical technology from the embalming industry, right? Wasn't that the case? That they were, I think that's what they were doing, is they were using things that were preserving cadavers.
That rings a bell. But
and that's how they came up with it.
I don't know. I don't remember for sure, because it's been so many years. We'd have to, do some more research, or, get the founder of that on the show. But I remember researching the ingredients, and it was very limited. So, now there may be more information out there, but it was so long ago. I don't know. I can't say for sure.
Okay.
if that's correct.
Okay. I'll see. I'll look into that.
It rings a bell.
It rings a bell. Yeah. And you know what? Why I'm thinking of it, for those of you who are watching on video, on podcast, you obviously can't, but for those of you who are watching on video, if there's, we've been doing a lot of industry guests lately, and we've had some really top
almost
people.
All the top heavy hitters.
We've had almost all of them. If there's anyone that you'd like to see us interview or hear us interview, feel free to either leave a comment for me, send me a private message on Facebook, or you can send me an email at ken@rawhairorganics.com. Make sure you put that in the title, show guests, and I'll get to it eventually. I get so many emails a day, but I swear either I or somebody who checks my email will look.
It's like the who's who of curly hair.
Like the who's who of curly hair.
I got that award when I was younger. Who's who? I don't know.
Is that right?
Who's who about? I'm not even sure why.
Under 30?
Yeah, I know.
Something like that. Under 20. All right. Okay.
Do you want me to do this review?
Yeah, do the review. So we've been doing every couple weeks anyway. We've been trying to review some products. Just get Melanie give a quick review. So 2 weeks ago, I happened to be at Target, and I saw on an end cap that that Aussie had come out with a couple of curl products, and they had I was really surprised that they were new, but they had them on an end cap as being a new product, and so I grabbed them, and I spent all of $9.99 on 12-ounce bottles and a 16-ounce bottle.
It's a curl bargain.
Yeah, it's a curl bargain of Aussie Miracle Curls shampoo, Aussie Miracle Curls conditioner, and last but not least, the Aussie Miracle Curls co-wash. So I grabbed them and figured, okay, let's have Melanie take a look at these and review them. So I brought them back last week. Melanie took them to the salon this week, and so what happened?
Is it a miracle for curls, or should you pray for?
I don't know.
I want to. I mean, I'll admit, I remember Aussie back when I was younger and broke, and yeah.
My college roommate Kurt. He used the Aussie hairspray, and he always smelled like grapes. It always smelled like grapes.
Yeah, it
always did. I'm like, God, Kurt. I'm like, stop. So he's still one of my good friends. We were friends long before college, but yeah, just think up the whole room.
It still smells like grapes.
Dirty Curdy.
Okay, so here's
what happened?
What I found. Let's start with this Miracle Curls Co-Wash. It says, need a moisture miracle, Aussie has your back. It cleanses, moisturizes, and helps restore dry, damaged curls to help restore softness and shine. So, okay, this is really, and it does say free of sulfates, parabens, and dyes. That is correct. But when you look at the ingredients, I'm going to tell you that the number 3, no, that's not even correct. I didn't have my, okay. So, okay, that was not what I was looking at alcohol, but it's sterile alcohol and cetyl alcohol. All right. So, let's see. Well, the 4th, those are actually conditioning agents. So I'm going to say that they're okay. That's the thing that we talk about, the different alcohols in products. And there's some that are more conditioning agents and then some that are drying agents. So
are they all drying, or all 3 of them drying?
No. Those are more the conditioning alcohols. Yeah, that's when I first glanced at it, I thought it just said alcohol, so I was going to say that's interesting, but I didn't have my glasses on, and I apparently need them. Okay, so yeah, and then this ingredient I found was interesting. So this is the 4th ingredient, and it's stearamidopropyl dimethylamine. Okay.
That sounds healthy.
Yeah. So anyway, that was an interesting ingredient because that is used as a replacement for silicone, which is interesting because there's silicone in here. So a few more ingredients down is dimethicone.
So there's silicone on top of silicone.
Yeah. And actually, so they say that is a positively charged surfactant, which means, that's like a cleansing agent and it's positively charged and it actually boosts the silicone ingredient in there. So that it's like a supercharged, super boosted silicone working together with the dimethicone. So that was interesting. Okay. And then, let's see. What else did I find? Well, fragrance, of course, we talked about that. It's very perfumey. So, a lot of people have problems with that because, that can be an irritant.
So did you try it?
No.
Okay. Why?
I was gonna too, but then I didn't want to have to detox my hair. So I did not. And I didn't want to walk around smelling like grapes.
So you didn't try it on a client?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
I didn't have to.
Okay.
I know, like I said, I did think about using it on myself. Okay, so I'm going to move on to, so that one's questionable. Is it curly girl friendly? Well, you decide. It has a lot of silicone in it.
I say no. But it was $3.99 for a 16-ounce bottle, so it's cheap.
It'll make your hair feel soft and shiny and smooth.
For a while. Someday I got to tell my cholesterol story. I'll save that for another show.
Okay, so moving on to the shampoo. It says it has Australian jojoba oil in it. Good. With coconut. Good. Okay. So what else did I find? The second ingredient is sodium lauryl sulfate and then sodium lauryl sulfate.
Okay.
So the sodium SLS, if people don't know, when you see SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, that is a cancer-causing ingredient.
And that's not curly girl friendly.
No. And that's definitely a high surfactant. So
definitely not curly girl friendly.
Right. So that would be, more harsh in stripping on the hair. It'll get it nice and squeaky clean until, and I'm sure a lot of these ingredients towards the bottom here are some waxes too, but I didn't break down all of them. But another interesting thing in here, okay. Well, there's cocamidopropyl betaine, and I wrote that one down because that's okay. That is a conditioning agent, and that one's okay, so that's good. They've got a mix of good and bad. But again, dimethicone. Then as we move on from there, which is silicone, they do have some of the jojoba and coconut, and then fragrance. Again, very high fragrance. And then I found this was really interesting. A few more ingredients down is cocamide MEA. Ooh.
Do we have to? Are we really going to get into this?
No, we won't. But I'm just going to tell
you.
We'll
save that for the next hair color show. We did that a couple of months ago. We did a whole show on hair color. We'll do that. We got to do another one.
Monoethyl.
Whatever. I can't remember.
You don't know?
I can't remember.
Oh, gosh. It's monoethanolamine.
Monoethylolamine. That's it. Monosodium. Rhett's got a question. What's the question? Oh. All right. Okay. Well, go ahead and finish. We'll talk about this in a bit. Go ahead.
So anyway, MEA, for going back to that question about the pH, is something that's used in place of ammonia to raise the level of the pH to open the cuticles. So it's another stripping agent here. So your hair is going to be nice and squeaky, stripped dry like straw. But anyway, but then they probably pile in the dimethicones to try to,
seal it up.
Yeah, to try to negate that. So anyway, okay, so there we go. That's the shampoo. I just found that really interesting. The conditioner wasn't super exciting, but it has, again, the stearyl alcohol, the acetyl alcohol. Those are conditioning agents, but then that's that same dimethylene.
Just took me back 30 years. That smell.
ingredient. Okay, and then we get into jojoba, coconut. Okay, those are good. Fragrance. What else did I write down on that one? Oh, the silicone, of course. They pack it with the silicone. So, a lot of times when these products are making your hair feel smooth and soft and shiny, that's because of the silicone. This says our conditioner provides a slip and moisture your curls need without weighing them down. Well,
I'm
there
shocked.
you go. Yeah.
Slip? No way.
Yeah.
It's got what, 2 or 3 different silicones in it?
I'm seeing one big one. And then that one that is the booster of the silicone
Right.
again.
So 2.
Oh. I forgot. Oh my gosh. Okay. So back to, let's see. This one has benzyl alcohol. Did the other one? I got to go back.
I never looked at them. I just bought them.
Oh, yes. Okay. That's what it was. Sorry, I missed that. Because that's near the middle of the ingredient list. Let's see. Do they all have
Typically, the way ingredients go is the higher amount, the higher percentage is at the beginning, and then the lower percentage, which is typically really minuscule amounts, is at the very bottom. That's usually
Correct.
that's how ingredients are listed on a bottle.
That is correct. So the co-wash, the Miracle Curls co-wash and the Miracle Curls conditioner both have benzyl alcohol. That's what I wanted to talk about. So that alcohol is actually moderately soluble. It has moderate solubility. So that means what? We could have buildup on the hair possibly?
Possibly.
Yes, because it's not completely water soluble. So that means it's not going to be rinsed nice and, thoroughly from the hair. But the really interesting thing about it, I found this so cool. Well, not really, but I'm weird. It is a anti-parasite ingredient. It's used to treat lice.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So
should we consider that an added bonus? I guess.
If you've got
All right.
creepy critters in your hair.
All right. Or if you don't know.
Yeah. So obviously that's a really strong chemical that, is used to treat lice and parasites. So,
All
so
right.
there you have it. So Rhett's question.
So Rhett's question was, how do you determine, Melanie, when you review things like this, how do you determine where you draw the line between price and quality? So
that's not what he said. Compromising
repeat that because nobody else can hear it.
Compromising your curls or your hair, the condition of your hair for price, or the products that you use. Yeah. Well, it's gonna really come down to practicality. I've been there, and we've been there where, growing up, I was very broke. Ken was very broke.
I was really broke. Embarrassingly broke.
I used the swabs. I used the Aussie.
I used the cholesterol, like I said, and I'm going to tell that story. Actually, a really good story about
Are you talking about the conditioner and the
Yes.
gel? Oh, God. We use those for like mannequins. Wow. Can't wait to hear that story.
Great.
I don't think I've heard that one.
You haven't.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm scared to hear what you were using it for. But anyway, so yeah, it's going to come down to what you really can afford. I personally would scrap the Starbucks and whatever else, that you could, you could cut back on spending money on and spend it on my hair or my makeup, my skincare, those kinds of things that are important to me. So you have to decide what's important to you. If you really can't afford it, then you do the best you can and just know that you may not have the best curls that you can ever get. You may have to clarify, you may have to, detox periodically, but it is what it is. And so, you have to, but if you truly can, budget on other items and, put more towards your hair care, I would definitely recommend it because it makes a difference. It really does make a difference. And, even people that come in the salon that are using other products and, they come in for the first time, we do the curly cut and we use the Raw Curls products on them. They see the difference in their hair immediately. Now, I don't force anybody to buy products. I'm just not like that, and if they've spent a lot and they want to use up what they have at home, that's fine. I say, go ahead, do that. But if you're finding that your curls aren't working like they are today, or, that you're having problems, then that may be an issue. Then you may need to, think about investing in these products or, other higher quality products.
Okay. Okay,
So-
all right. Let's wrap it up. We've got let's wrap it up with
We have a
questions
fun
and-
fact.
We have a fun fact tonight.
So I had announced that I was doing a sugar fast from the first of the year. I'm done.
You're done.
So, dun, dun, dun. We have treats.
It's Rhett's birthday
It's
today.
Rhett's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Rhett.
I think he's 29. No, he's 30.
How old are
Is
you?
this your 30th birthday? His 30th birthday.
30. Now, Rhett told me he doesn't like cake, but he'd eat cupcakes.
Right. So we got cupcakes.
I have some Grace and Shelley cupcakes.
See, you said you like those little cupcakes. Can you see them, Rhett?
They're fabulous.
He said he doesn't eat. Does he eat cupcakes? You eat cupcakes. You don't deserve.
You don't.
Yes,
you may not
do.
deserve them, but you're getting them.
And what's gonna suck is he doesn't feel good today, so he's not even gonna really enjoy.
He can take them home, but we're gonna enjoy. So it'll be like this is gonna be like our wedding cake.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, we're gonna smash it in each other's face.
No, we don't. I was told
You can smash it in my hair, but don't smash it in my
At our
face.
reception, I was clearly told that ahead of the. Don't you dare mess up
Yeah.
my makeup.
See,
I didn't even
I wasn't
plan on it.
worried
I
about
wouldn't
my
have did it
hair.
anyway. Yeah,
I
wouldn't
wasn't
have
worried
did it.
about my hair. I was worried about my makeup.
Yeah. All right. So the winner tonight of the coveted 5-pack Raw Curl Starter Kit is for the question.
Oh God,
Ready?
that looks so good. That's like strawberry
my.
cheesecake.
Boy, that looks good. Is Emily Cave. Congratulations, Emily Cave.
Yay, Emily.
Yeah, send me a private message with your full mailing address and that you were the winner
we
of
go.
today's. And send it to me today. Don't wait a week and then send me a message because A, I won't see it, and B, I'm not going to remember who you are. So send it to me like right away tonight or tomorrow morning when you hear about this. And if you know Emily Cave, if she's not watching today, tell her. That's really creamy.
Tell her it's really creamy.
Don't tell her that.
Yum, I'm in
Boy,
heaven.
I hope they don't transcribe this into our
Oh, it's in the podcast.
blog.
We're eating cupcakes. We're being
Okay.
naughty. I'm gonna be on a sugar high.
Boy, is that good. Oh, gee, thanks, Rhett.
Strawberry shortcake. It's fabulous.
Okay, all right.
Maybe we'll keep Rhett.
So,
since he didn't want them.
wish Rhett a happy birthday
Happy
in the comment
birthday,
section.
Rhett.
Happy birthday. And I think that's it. All right, you got anything else?
No.
All right, that's it.
I'm gonna
Okay,
eat my
all right.
cupcakes.
Well,
Yay!
great.
Yummy.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again for episode 106.
That was your
next-
birthday cake too, because
Yes.
it was Ken's birthday.
Oh yeah, it was my
Friday.
birthday too. Yeah, and I didn't get one. So,
That's
all right,
it
we'll
for
see you guys next week. Next week
Bye.
Monday. Thanks again. Take care. Have a good curl week.